Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I am your host, Cece, and I'm joined by my other host, my husband, Mr. I almost say Monsieur.
Yes. So cold, I forgot my name. No, hey everybody, this is Willem, and welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast, where we talk about what? Life, love, relationship,
parenting,
stuff.
Yes, whatever's going on. So, yes.
Right now, my blissful moment, I know she's going to say that, so I'm going to come out and say it. It's cold, and I've learned to develop some love for my leather jacket. I actually pulled it out this morning.
Wow.
Yes.
But it's not that cold.
I don't know about you. You may be in a place where 60, 50, 40 degrees is normal. For me, I mean, I'm not one to complain, but when I step outside my house and it's 52 degrees, this is when I step right back in. I pull out a sweater or a jacket and throw it on. Someone in the middle of the night had me turn on the heat.
Hold up. I did not. You turned on the heat. Oh, the girls did. But it was cold. Listen, we're Floridians. We're not used to this weather.
Someone's been complaining since I got here earlier that it's been cold. And it seems like she wanted me to respond. I don't know what the response she was looking for, but it had to have been like 20 times. It's so cold in the house.
I was like, oh my God.
It's so cold in the house.
It was cold.
It's so cold in the house.
Did you turn on the heat?
No, I didn't.
Oh, is it because maybe we're talking? Maybe
we live in Florida.
I think his heat is rubbing off on me. That's what it is. Yeah.
I burned myself.
Yes.
And everybody,
I'll take all that heat. Come on, bring all that heat on me. I'll take that. Because I'm cold.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode again. If this is your first time joining us, please remember to subscribe. Share our podcast or our channel with anyone you know, family members, friends. Yes. I think what we discuss can be valuable to everyone.
Well, the topic of the day is about passions and dreams. And since we are, less than 20 days away, was it 20?
Today's the 9th. So, exactly 22 days away.
Yes. So we're like 22 days away. Oh, my goodness. Before we get into the new year.
No, it's no big deal.
It's no big deal,
Just another day.
But I want to talk to you today about that. I want to ask you about your passions, your dreams, and all of you guys that are out there. Like, how do you define your passion? How did you know that the thing that you're doing in life, like right now, is your passion? Or do you feel like you knew what your passion or your dream was from the early on in life? Do you know what it was? Because I know some people can tell by the age of 5 or 6. And others, it takes them years. Even if they're like in their 30s, their 40s, they still don't know what their passion is.
Some people die without realizing what their passions are.
That's so true. That's true. I agree.
Because some people go to the grave never realize what they wanted to do. People die without knowing what they really wanted to be, or never fully pursue the things that they've always wanted to do.
True. But do you know what you wanted to do when you were little?
No, I was confused. Just going with the moment. Most kids are like that. I mean, as children, I think many of us go with the flow. Now, sometimes it comes down to where you were being raised. And say, for instance, if you were brought up with a father and a mother who's in business, most likely you will develop some kind of passion for being in business yourself, because that's what you've been exposed to. So our environment sometimes has a lot to do with what we're exposed to. You'll find parents that are in the entertainment industry, actors or singers. Sometimes their children tend to follow suit.
Yes.
Medical, they tend to follow suit, because that's usually the things that are talked about in the home. So some of these children that are being brought up in those career-focused households, sometimes they'll develop this early on.
Yes.
Sometimes if parents sees a talent in a child, they can help them pursue it. So that can help them. So it varies. Me, I was good at playing ball. Actually, I was always good in school, which was good for me. Yeah, I've tried a number of things, but none of them were like passionate. Like I built kites. I make balls and we play. I even play girls games, but those were just things that I did as a kid to pass time.
Yeah.
You?
I know one thing for sure that with the like you said, which is a great idea, which is something that so true, because if you're not being around people who know what they want to accomplish in life, it's gonna be hard for you to find your own as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know we have two girls, and my daughter, the oldest one, said that she wants to become a ballet. She loves dancing. She likes doing all this thing, but then I want her to make sure this is something that she loves, not just something that she just do it as a hobby, because all that also have to fall into, do you really love this? Do you have this passion? Is your heart desire for
but
this?
at that early age,
Well, it can happen.
I mean, yes. Say for instance, in her case, if we can continue to pursue the ballerina routes and get her in all these shows, get her in all these with COVID, we've kind of like slowed down with it a little bit. As parents, this is where we can help. Yes, she shows some interest in it, and we get her on the right path. Yes, by the time she's 13, 14, then yes, at that time she would have realized, yes, I really love this. And who knows?
But I wonder too, your dream has an age attached to it. Like if you're watching a movie or you're watching something at the age of like 6, 7, and you're like, man, I see the Cosby Show. I want to be like this girl. I want to be on TV. I want to be an actress. I want to be able to do all these things. And you start playing with these things. You start acting, right? You start like, okay, you start like, one thing is too, you start dressing up as them because you see yourself behind the screen. You see yourself on TV.
It starts with an interest. I think, you could show interest in things really, really early on. But you have to develop it. It's something that has to be done. Yes, some people now are doing what they're doing now in their 50s. They knew from early on that's what they wanted to do.
Yes.
Now, over time, they've polished it, they've developed it, they've they've been given the support they need. And yes.
Yeah.
However, you find people also that wanted to do something early on, but life happened.
Yes.
And they got sidetracked and they could never get back to doing the things that they wanted to do. So it varies.
Right.
For us who are older and where we have the ability to make choices and make decisions for ourselves, if we haven't found our passions, then we need to find out what it is.
Yeah.
And not wait until we're like in our 70s and like when we're about to exit this world.
Right.
That's when we're trying to make sense of what it is that we've always wanted to do. And at that time, it may be too late to even enjoy it. So
right. I know sometimes that there's some people who have like the passion. They have like this kind of, their purpose is to become maybe like they want to paint. But because the income is not enough, they're not able to bring enough money as a painter, so they tend to work full time as for corporate America, and then do what they love to do on the side. And then by the time they're retired, they're like, okay, now I'm 63 or 65 years old, I'm getting money from the government or
the pension, and they have some money stashed away.
Right.
And
right. And then now I can live my dream. I can live my passion, what I love to do. But then when you think about it, the time that you start living or start doing the thing that you love, is it enough? If you feel like, okay, at 65, that's when I'm really going into doing the things that I love to do.
Like if you've always wanted to travel the world and taste all the different types of cuisine around the world.
Yes.
You're 65 years old. You're loaded with money. Now, you can travel the world.
Yes. Oh, yes.
However,
absolutely.
your body becomes so fragile. There's things that you just cannot do. Right? But at the end, if you can find ways to enjoy yourself, it's important. Now, do it at a time where you can really take full advantage of it.
Yes.
Because try to leave your passion at 89, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Unless your passion is to sit around and
Do
watch
nothing.
TV,
Watch TV.
and go to the doctors every 2 days.
You know, sometimes I feel like some people confuse their passion in their career.
Well, yes.
People think that okay, just so because I work for corporate America, I do the 9 to 5, and I'm going back and I work for this place. This is my, huh?
That's my passion.
That's my passion. My passion is to help clients.
And that could be. I mean, there are people that could be that's all they ever want to live
No,
for.
to me, I feel like that's not it. You're just doing it because you started doing it at an age, and then
that's all you know.
That's all you know, basically. Yes, that's all you know.
It's unfortunate sometimes there are people that knows nothing else besides that little community that they live in the job that they've been doing for the last 30 years and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Someone like this is literally handicapped where they are.
Right.
Now, if that's what they want, they're comfortable. Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
But you find that the worst thing that could happen with this person is that later on they get to experience something else and then they realize how much they missed out.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's true what you said. And one thing I got to say is that after I was done, was it with college? I don't remember which year it was, but I know
it was so long ago.
It was it was 2009, 2010. But one thing I got to say,
long ago.
With the thing is, when it comes to your passion, your dreams, your purpose, and all of that, you have to do it for yourself, right? Because I know when I went to college, my mom wanted me to become a nurse, and she was like, I want you to become a nurse. So I did it. Well, I went to medical school for 2 years. After I was done, I got my degree and all that, and then I started working for a doctor's office. And then I was like, that's not me. I was there for either a year or less than a year. And I realized that I was doing this because of my parents wanting me to do this. But then in reality, it wasn't my purpose. It wasn't my passion. Although I do like working, helping people, right? I am a people person, but it wasn't that way. There's a lot of things you got to realize that are you doing? Is this your passion to become a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer? Or is it something that you're just doing it because you want to please your parents, right?
Yes. I mean, there's a number of reasons people do things.
Yes, you got to follow your heart. One of which is the money.
I seen so-and-so, they drive a nice car, they live in a nice place, and that's what they do. Mm-hmm. So for me because I like that, I want to do it. And rightfully so, we should always like nice stuff.
Right.
But if many people are miserable when they make choices based on those things. Because you find out, yes, for the first year it's good, and then you realize that, geez, is this work going to ever end?
Yes.
And it will never end until you die, until you make some changes.
Right.
And sometimes people do things because, yes, parents or people around them, they feel like they have to do this to not disappoint people who they think is counting on them.
Yes.
And the same thing does happen. After doing it for a few years, you realize that I don't really like this.
Right. Just wasn't me. Yeah.
And sometimes people do things out of desperation. And I know life happens. I mean, life happens to all of us. We find ourselves doing things for years and years that initially that's not what we wanted. Because life we have responsibilities in life. We gotta eat. We gotta have a place to live. If you live in Florida, you gotta have a car to drive around because you can't rely much on public transportation.
Right.
The house gotta get warmed up if it gets cold, so someone's gotta pay the air conditioning.
Yes.
I mean, we gotta pay the electricity rather. So life happens, and there are responsibilities sometimes that causes people to do things that may not have been on the list of the things they wanted to do. We can't ignore the fact that there are responsibilities that exist in life. However, I do think that we as people should think of, what it is that I want to do and how do I make that work? Because the how is important. If you're passionate about something, and that's one thing with passion is that it'll give you the fuel, the energy to be able to keep moving forward in achieving your dreams.
Your purpose.
Yes, because passion can be motivation. Passion could be the reason why you don't give up when you run into the first difficulty.
Yes.
And many of us can experience it. There's things we like, and because we like it so much, even if we've tried it 1, 2, 3, 4 times and it doesn't work, because we like it so much, we'll continue to try.
Yes, even if we don't get the support,
Yes.
we're still pushing.
And this is where passion can be what helps you get to your dream. But
Mm-hmm.
many of us will dismiss it because of we don't want to disappoint people. We want
Yeah.
to get things fast. That's something people now are not patient as much as they used to. They want to get things like yesterday.
Like yesterday, like give it to me now.
Yeah, you know, and
And sometimes I feel like the people are not willing to go through the pain,
yes,
the challenges, and they just want, okay, I know he's a billionaire. He got this car, he's got this watch. So I'm gonna be a billionaire tomorrow.
and I want to get it in 2 months.
Right, but then you don't know what this billionaire went through. You don't know what this is like. This is their passion, but it's not yours. And a lot of time I say it's their vision, not your vision, right?
Yes.
So you gotta be able to find your vision. I think I'm an advocate for like your purpose.
Find your purpose.
Yeah, I think your purpose is all that matters. Don't get me started,
how,
okay?
How do we know our purpose? How do I know what I'm made to do?
Listen, it's somewhere in the Bible, your heart desire this. You can't sleep.
So
you
it's
can't
an
eat.
internal internal
It's like
feeling.
internal instincts. Your gut feeling, like whatever that you're doing, you can feel that, man, I'm on the right path. Like I am helping clients building their dream or finding like their homes, That's like my purpose. That's my passion, Because it makes me feel like, okay, I'm not just doing it for the money. And then sometimes too, if you can do it for free, that's your passion.
Okay.
If you feel like you're talking to someone and you're like giving that person advice and you just motivates them and you just like
So somewhere you can
feel that
kind of
fire.
determine if you're passionate about something is if you don't have any monetary gain attached to it.
yeah.
Okay. I gotta find out what I'm willing to do for free. There's very little things that I'm willing to do for free except talk. But in all honesty, as we go into this new year, this year had its own thing. In just about 22 days, we're gonna head into it. And I know many people are sitting around planning what they want to do in 2021 and what it should like, and keeping in mind what you want to do, what your dreams are, or what you're passionate about should be part of that. Many people would make plans. I want to do this. I want to do this, and they're willing to give up on that plan within the first 2 months of the next year. And those plans sometimes are based on external factors.
Right.
Things they've seen people do, things they'd like to do because
So and so doing it.
maybe so and so had done it, or maybe so and so had made a mention. You should do this, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna put this as part of my plan. However, if you built your plan for the new year and take into account, what you're passionate about, what you're willing to do, and how much you're willing to put up to do it, regardless. And don't crowd your plan either, because sometimes too many things in our plan can overwhelm us.
I agree.
And obviously put specific time on when that needs to get done. That's something you've been on me for. It's like put specific time on when things needs to get done. I know weight loss is like one thing that's always on people's mind.
Every year.
And purely this has been on other people's expectations, because
Yes.
many people wants to lose weight because someone else said something.
Sure.
Or some people wants to lose weight because obviously they have a legitimate health concern and they have to. And you'll find people that has that, they will lose that weight.
Yes. And don't just do it because the new year.
No. I think planning for anyone should be on a daily things, because every day we actually get at, we should always have certain things we want to do. And if I can share something with you guys listening, it's good to write it down. Thanks to her. It's good to write down what it is that's on your plan.
Yes.
Yes. I'm getting better at it.
Yes, you are. You are getting
Learning
better.
to write things down. I thought this memory can
Hold on to things.
serve me well, but it had failed me.
Yes. Well, the
It
thing
had
is,
failed
when you
me
get older,
many times.
I look at the memory, I look at the brain as where a computer that has like so many things that store in there, or a server, you have all these stuff that are like in there crowded, and you're not gonna remember to do certain things. Like, and I look at a kid like my daughter who's 5, who don't have that much memory,
That many like things.
that many things
occupying
piling up
space
in
on her
there.
head.
But she can remember if I said, hey, just make sure that in the next couple of days to do this and this, definitely
Kids
remember.
are sharp.
But if I tell you right now, say, baby, listen, I want you to just remember to do this tomorrow.
Oh, I remember that. If it's one thing, I remember it.
You will not.
If it's one thing, I remember.
No, you wouldn't.
But
Because I think the thing is, you have too many things occupied your mind. You have too many things going on, which
I
is
agree.
normal.
I agree. But, it's important to write things down. It absolutely is.
I think when you write things down, you stay on top of your goals and your dreams. Like, just like, it's December. There's 22 days before the new year. Your vision board, what are you planning on your vision board? Are you going to have, I'm sorry, I'm being a coach right now, right? I'm being a coach right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning on, like my husband just said a few minutes ago, don't crowd up your vision board, because sometimes you have all these ideas here and there, but do the things that you really want to do, right? Not the things that you wish to do.
I mean, it's good to have wishes.
Yeah, but then don't put in your vision board.
Yes.
Right? Then what's the purpose? You kind of kill the purpose if you just, oh man, I wish I could be in a home by next year. No. Don't do that.
Well, some people may want to buy a new home by next year, and that's fine.
You don't want to do that. First of all, if your credit is not right, you don't if you don't have the money, and if you don't have, listen, it's good for you to dream,
but
right?
And this is where this could be. Say, if you want to get a home by next year, now next year could be December 21st, 2021. Mm-hmm. So now this is...
It's gotta be 21st.
Why not? Oh, 31st. I think I meant to say 31st. So December 31st, 2021. My apologies. So now that you know, okay, this is what you want to do, you're going to start looking, okay, how much money am I going to need for this house to put down? Okay, I'm going to need 20 grand based on what you're spending. Okay.
Is my credit bad?
What can I, now I'm getting to that, what can I start putting away? What do I have now? And for me to get that 20 grand by, and you want to get it way before then, and that's not all the money you have, because you need to have, because you'll need some money for other expenses. So you're going to need maybe 40 grand, but 20 will need to go towards the down payment. I need to get that by November. What do I have now? And what do I need to make? What do I need to put away to make sure I get that? So, okay, I can do this. This is the plan. This is what I'm going to do every month or every day, however frequency you choose, to make sure that by November, I get that 20 grand, right? And then you're going to look at your credit. For you to buy a house, you got to have credit. And if you're buying it with a spouse, they have to have good credit. Mm-hmm. They have to have money coming in. If they're not working, it could be tough, because the lenders will need to know that they have income coming in.
Yes.
So you look at that. Okay, do I have credit? Well, if my credit is good, okay, this is good. I'm gonna make sure I keep it good. If it's not good, then I'm gonna say, okay, what do I need to do to get it better? And
if you have money to, because you got to calculate when you your monthly payments too towards the mortgage, because all that's gonna have to come into, okay, am I able to afford a home for $300,000 versus a home for $165,000?
So a lot of planning goes in, but doesn't mean it's not okay to say you want to buy a home in 2021. It could be on the very last day of 2021, but that gives you a whole 12 months to plan it. Now, if you're not at a job where you can put enough money away, then maybe you need to get a new job at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. But I think, extra stuff you just said, great. People can use that. But as a coach, I'm going to tell you, if it's not something that you want to do for 2021, don't put it on there. Yeah, just don't put it in there.
Listen to her. She helps
do it
people.
like a wish list. By the time, before you turn 50 or 20, 30, 40, before you turn at a certain age, you like to accomplish your dreams. You like to accomplish your goals, right? You like to fulfill your purpose for the things that you really love, man. I have this. I'm talking about this right now, and my heart is doing like this.
It is.
I am so passionate about this particular, you know,
Subject,
right. Not, yes, I'm
not
so
subject.
passionate
I'm
about
completing
talking,
her sentences.
which is wrong. I am so, the thing is, that's how you know when you're passionate about talking to someone about the things they need to fulfill in their life. You know, we here for a purpose. All of us are here for a purpose. Then you gotta be able to find it. And if you don't know how to find it, just pray about it. I know that's one thing for sure that my husband a few years ago, I was telling him, babe, what's your purpose? You know, let's be honest. A lot of us don't know what our purpose is. A lot of us are just here. We go to work, but then we don't know if what we're doing now is what we are supposed to be doing. Right?
Yes.
And I know the funny part is, not that the funny part, I should say the interesting part of it was I had to really pull it out of his heart and say, babe, tell me, what does your heart desire? What does your heart tell you to do? Because I know my husband is very smart, right? You can tell when someone knows what he wants to do, but they're not really sure, don't really know this is what they should be doing. And then when he told me a couple years later, that was like maybe 5 years ago, and then when he told me, you know, I love doing this, I love doing that, and then he started telling me A, B, C, and D, what he really passionate about, and that's when I started to see, wow, babe, you realize that your purpose is this and this and this, and because he didn't know, right? He didn't know that his purpose was all that he had all along. And I think that's one thing too. You got to be able to talk to someone that can really help you find what your heart desire. If you're an event planner, you feel like whenever I'm at an event, I'm like, or if you're a DJ, you feel like whenever I am, you know, playing the music or the people on the dance floor having a good time and you happy, you know, it's like something that you desire, something that you love. And yes, you will do it for free. At the same time, if you get paid, great.
Well, yes, the best thing is to get paid to do what you love.
But if you're willing to do it for free, you definitely on the right track.
Oh, yes. If you're willing to do it for free, you wouldn't have any problem doing it to get paid for it.
There's some people that like, if I didn't have to pay bills, if I didn't have to pay a mortgage or electricity or whatever else it is, and not have to pay all of that and pursue my passion, my purpose, they would have.
Actually, now that you mentioned it, that may be a good test to see, to determine if you're really living your purpose. Ask yourself, if I didn't have this and this and this and this to do, will I be doing what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
And if your answer is no, I wouldn't be doing it, then you're in the wrong place.
Yes.
You're doing the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it says, yes, even if I didn't get paid, I'll show up here every day and give 120%, then yes, you should be doing what you're doing until you die. Literally.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I made my point.
I love it, guys. I love it. Listen, if you ever in need of a purpose coach, that's me. I love that. I love talking to young people to help them find.
She talks to old people like myself, too.
And I talk
and this gives me the right to say older people.
Listen, I love helping young women, especially young women. I help my husband and some other...
What, am I a woman?
I help you, babe, and other guys, like, you know, close friends, guys that are friends with my husband, of course. I help them, you know, get to know if what they're doing, if this is like their purpose. So you got to be able to find it. It's within you. You know, it's within you. There's no way that God will give me one and not give you one.
He got skipped you while he was building people.
We all have a purpose, and whatever that it is that you feel like you want to do, just listen, test the waters, okay? Test the water, try it, and see if this is something that you want to do. And listen to me. Don't do it for the people. Do it for yourself. Find your purpose, live your dreams, live your life. Because I got to say this. At the end of the day, what matters is that you are happy with yourself, you are happy with what you're doing, and you are happy with your life.
Yes. I want to add to this. It could be tough being happy if you're broke. So always make sure that you can turn your passion into something that makes you money.
Or you can do your passion as a side hustle.
Yes.
You know, you could, if you're a photographer. My husband loves photography. He loves that. But
I don't do it for free.
He doesn't. Unless if you're family. Even sometimes family is like, no, we gotta pay.
But again, I'm going to say it again. It's good to live your passions. But remember, living could be tough if you're doing it broke.
Yes.
So whatever your passion is, always think of, okay, I love doing this, but how do I monetize it?
Yes.
And there's always ways.
There's always ways.
Yep. Everybody, thank you for joining us. I know this is a lot longer than many of the ones that we've done in the past.
But listen, it's important. And you got to stay through the end of the video to watch it, okay? Don't just watch it halfway through.
Why not? They've already watched the whole video.
True. Good point, babe. 25. Good point. I agree. By now, you should be like all through the video. But yes, go ahead, babe.
But anyway, thank you for joining us. And I hope what we've talked about really give you some things to think about for yourself. And as you think of getting into the new year, some of the things you can start looking at. So again, remember to subscribe so you can be notified when our videos are released. The bell notification is key. Make sure that you've clicked on that. Check us out on the audio channels like the SoundCloud, iTunes, and TuneIns. We're on there. And obviously we put this on Facebook and YouTube where you're watching us right now. This is the main channel where we'll publish this. So again, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. And thank you for your support. All of our new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribe and welcome to the community. Welcome family. We're glad to have you. And yes, and thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you next time on our next video. Bye.